What's up guys, it's Ty here. Today we are going over the top 5 beginner mistakes and how to fix them. So we're going to be going over all the most common mistakes that I see a lot of beginner players make, and then hopefully you can apply it to your game and improve. So the first most common mistake that I see is you don't let it bounce after you serve. So a lot of times beginners, they will move in after they serve and then they volley it, and you're supposed to let it bounce. So instead what you need to do is after you serve, take a step back maybe and then let that ball bounce, and then you have space to be able to hit the ball. So that was a good example. After I served it, I let it bounce and then I went to the kitchen and I won the point. Mistake number 2 is not having your paddle in ready position when you're at the kitchen line. So if your paddle isn't in the correct spot, especially after you hit a speed up or really any shot, it's going to be harder for you to react to the ball. So what you actually need to do is keep your paddle in the center of your body and up. If your paddle is down or by your knees, then it's going to be harder for you to react to any ball that comes at you. And obviously in pickleball, you want to be at the kitchen line. That's the best strategy, which I go over in one of my other videos. So having your paddle up and ready will always make sure that you're ready for the next shot. All right, so as I kept my paddle up, I was able to easily counter that and then finish off the point from there. The next mistake is going for very low percentage shots when you're under pressure. So this can be either at the baseline, at the kitchen line, really anywhere. Whenever there is a shot that is pushing you back, usually a lot of beginners will try and hit a winner or hero shot or something that honestly they shouldn't be doing, when they should be trying to reset the ball and then make their way up to the kitchen line. And a lot of times what these shots do is they actually push you back from the kitchen, and then you're out of position, and then the opponent will most likely get an overhead, and then the point's over. So you can't be hitting these dumb shots. You need to be going for higher percentage shots that are gonna get in more or over the net. Real quick, this video is sponsored by Selkirk. This is a really cool paddle. This is a 10mm 008, super cool paddle. They also have really good apparel, and I absolutely love them as a company. Make sure you check them out, and that you use my code INFTB to apply it to the cart, and it will give you a gift card with your purchase. Mistake 4 is staying back at the baseline, especially tennis players. So if you are a past tennis player, then you probably have this habit. You like to stay back because you like hitting your ground strokes, you like hitting drives, and although that's really fun, it's not the best way to win. You need to get up to the kitchen line. So do not stay back as much as you can. Even non-tennis players tend to do this because it feels like you can have longer time to react, when in reality, you need to be up because you're able to volley the ball when you're at the kitchen and put pressure on your opponents. When you are back, you actually have a disadvantage because your opponents have a ton of space to be able to hit the ball. That was a bad example. I'm staying at the baseline, they're pushing me back, and then I hit a ball in the net and the point ended. The last most common mistake is not communicating with your partner, especially when the ball is placed in the middle of the court. You need to have a good system with whoever you're playing with. Usually I like to use call signs like you or go. Those are good call signs to use, and that's just gonna make you guys more efficient when you're playing together. There's a lot of miscommunication and frustration that happens when you're not communicating. So if you are communicating, then that's gonna make sure that you guys are getting the patterns that you want. You're gonna get to the kitchen and your shots are gonna be better because of it. So that was perfect. Braden called out you, and then I took the forehand and hit a drive, and we're set up for success. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning all of the most common mistakes. It's definitely things that would help me when I was a beginner. I would have really appreciated all of these. Make sure you share this video with a friend that needs it, because they probably do. But anyways, make sure you subscribe, and that's it.